Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Congresswoman, Mr. Zollers, Mr. Hartogensis, congratulations on your nominations. I want to discuss accountability. Just if I could, by a show of hands, how many of you have had to fire somebody? All three. Are you prepared, if there is cause, as members of this board, to terminate any Postmaster General if necessary? Ms. Demings.
Senator, thank you for that. And yes, I've been in the position of having to hire and terminate. And termination is based on performance. And when you're not meeting the core mission of the institution, you don't deserve to remain in your job. If you are working along with the other stakeholders to meet the core mission of the organization, you deserve to keep your job. And as the governor, I will be clear about both.
Yeah, in my case, Senator, I also have a lot of experience, unfortunately, in letting people go. I think, to be clear about what we do at the Board of Governors, we do set annual goals for the Postmaster General, and we track those goals on a quarterly basis and give him feedback along the way on how he's doing against those goals. When I left a year ago, there was tremendous support for the DFA and for the Postmaster General. So I'm not sure that anything has changed. But if it was obvious that the Postmaster General needed to be replaced, that's one of our primary responsibilities, is to hire and fire the Postmaster General, and we take that very seriously.
The short answer is yes. I think there are a few criterion where the Board of Governors should act with the Postmaster General. One is lack of performance based on the milestones. Another one is failure to learn from mistakes. And mistakes will happen if it seems like the same things are being repeated without learning. And the last one is lack of transparency to us, to Congress, to if we feel like the management is hiding things, sweeping things under the rug, that's cause for termination.
Thank you all. Let's talk about USPS performance in my state. As of late spring, on-time delivery of first-class mail in North Georgia was at 36%. And as you all know, that means seniors aren't receiving their prescriptions. It means small businesses aren't receiving supplies and can't get products to market. It means that vital court correspondence, notices to appear, notices of eviction are not being received by citizens. Postmaster General came here to this room and acknowledged that USPS was failing my constituents in Georgia. Mr. Zollers, you were on the board at the time that some of these changes were being planned. Why did USPS, why has USPS, as the PMG acknowledged, failed my constituents?
Yeah, I was not there, but I think the primary impact was the Atlanta consolidation, and I was not on the board when that was executed. I can tell you that we made some changes. We had a bit of a problem in Richmond, backed off that one when I was on the board through conversations with the Postmaster General. I can't speak specifically to what happened in the Atlanta consolidation. I'm aware that there were issues. That's obviously not where we want to be in terms of performance. We should be at 95% on time for all of our products. And so that's something that we would strive to try and get to in Georgia. I have family in Georgia.
Yeah, but you are intimately aware of and were on the board when this Delivering for America plan, which included the consolidation to regional distribution centers, was being planned.
That's correct.
So
I don't think the problem was with the...
Why has the implementation of that plan, based upon your extensive and deep knowledge of that plan and your role in developing it, why did it lead to what is undeniably abysmal failure to serve my constituents in Georgia?
We had obviously execution problems. I'm not sure that the plan was necessarily the bigger part of the issue. I think more of it was execution. I don't really know the details about what went wrong with the execution, so I can't really speak thoughtfully to that.
Serious execution problems. I sat in a room full of USPS executives at that Palmetto facility, and I asked a very simple question. Who was in charge of executing this, there was silence. No one was in charge of executing this. As you all know from your management experience, when no one is in charge and no one has primary responsibility for executing a challenging and complex task, it is unlikely to be done successfully. How is it possible, Mr. Zollers, that this organization failed to make one person responsible for the execution of something so complex?
I really can't account for that.
Will
I
you
don't
look into
know.
it deeply should you be confirmed and report back to me?
I certainly can, yes.
Will all three of you commit that, should I call you or request a meeting for information about the performance of USPS in Georgia, that you will return my call within a day and meet with you within a week?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
The Postmaster General does not personally read the mail that I send him, will you?
Yes.
Yes, I will.
Of course.
Let's talk about data. There's been some apparent improvement since the Postmaster General came under harsh and bipartisan pressure in Congress to improve USPS performance in Georgia. But I have some questions about the integrity of data that USPS reports to the public and to Congress. Will you provide me, my office, and this committee with any and all relevant information that will reveal how these numbers are crunched and what they mean?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you, and